In America. Wow, only in America. Who's Polish, who's Mexican? Mom's Polish, dad's Mexican, mom's Polish. I love that. And then they went with, you said Brandon? They went like American names, so you guys. It wasn't Juan, no, or Piroshki. Just Brandon. That's fantastic. Brandon, I love Mexicans because they have the same flag as Iran. We have red, green, and white. Yes. So depending on who they're kicking out of America, we pretend to be Mexican, we pretend to be, you know what I'm saying? Italian, ciao bello, ciao bello, ciao. That's all you gotta do to be Italian, Brandon. Try it, it's fantastic. Brandon, you can look, I feel bad. I'm touching my balls, he stopped looking at me. It's okay, it's my balls, not yours, relax. Italians are the only ones who get away with that, by the way. You know what I'm talking about? Italians are the only ones, you go to an Italian restaurant, if they don't touch their balls, you don't feel like it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? Right, the waiter, hey, for you, I would like to recommend the tortellini con pesto. And for appetizer, calamari. And for a dessert, the tiramisu. You turn to your wife, I think this is a real Italian place. Brandon, loosen up. I feel bad. You know, the whole time Brandon's like, stop looking at his balls. Oh my God, Brandon, speaking of balls. Do you know who Bjorn Borg is? Do you know Bjorn Borg? You know Bjorn Borg. For those of you young people who don't know Bjorn Borg was the most famous tennis player in the world. Yes, he was amazing. He was the Rafael Nadal of his time. He was the whoever. He was one of the best players. I was a big fan as a kid. You remember Bjorn Borg? Big fan. I loved Bjorn Borg, all right? And then he suddenly disappeared. I didn't know where he went. And I hadn't seen Bjorn Borg in a long time until I was in Sweden doing shows. And it was like 12 shows in 12 nights. I was going city to city. I didn't have time to do any laundry, so I had to buy some underwear while I was at the airport. And I went to buy the underwear, and it turns out Bjorn Borg has underwear. That's what he's been doing. He's been selling underwear. Like, it wasn't him at the airport. It wasn't like, oh, Mr. Borg, hey, how are you? It wasn't that. He's got a brand of underwear called Borg Underwear. Brandon. It's the most amazing underwear. I bought a pair. I suggest you buy it. Everybody. Brandon, I bought a pair. Now when I walk down the street, my balls just play tennis with each other. It's amazing. Advantage left nut. It's amazing. It comes with an announcer, Brandon. You keep walking. Deuce. Thank you. All right. Without my mom sitting over here, she's like, I raised you to do nut jokes, really? You should have been a doctor. Shut up, get it? Fantastic, very good. All right, so Mohandes, my mom wanted lawyer, doctor, engineer, like all of us, right? Like Avay Abulfars is in management, Mishe Mohandes, right? Once you get your PhD, Dr. They wanted that. I wanted to be, listen, my mom, I told her I want to be a comedian. She goes, listen, just become a lawyer and you can tell joke in the court. Can you imagine that? They wanted me to go to court, right? Your Honor, I will prove he's guilty of the murder. But before I do, I have one question. Why did the chicken cross the road? They didn't want this, guys. I've been doing this 24 years. When I first did this, I was a disappointment to my mother. I was a disappointment to my father. I was a disappointment to the entire Persian community. I swear, Brandon, we would go to parties. As soon as we walked in, I could hear them talking behind our backs. We'd walk in and be like, oh my God, that's Jobrani's son. Did you hear about him? He is almost a drug dealer. That's what this was. By the way, my good friend Anthony Azizi just arrived. You guys know Anthony Azizi from all of his movies and television. And he looks like me. We're two bald guys that are actors. And his beautiful son right there, Smith. Give it up for him right there. Young, handsome. All right, I'm gonna bring up some comedians. I need you guys to give